Just about, well, not about, but just 3 days ago. When you are totally engaged in the journey, the mind reveals.
ऐसे बोल
I will talk about what happened. Okay, someone has. So, okay,
क्या जब बोल
where is the problem? Anyhow, that too is also okay. So, and for the last 3 days, I'm talking and talking about that knowledge, how it is revealed. So that helps every seeker coming directly to the topic. Pay attention. I'm asking a single simple question. And if you contemplate and reflect on this mind is always going to remain calm and peaceful. Oh, it's such an instant solution? Yes. So question is, does anyone send you SMS or email or a snail mail to think, to speak, or act? What? That you think bad about me? Whenever I meet you, you become angry over me. Whenever I talk to you, you react to me. Does anyone send you the SMS, email? Did you understand the question? No one sends. Then why we become angry, upset, stressed? Does the world outside says you that now this situation is, so now it's a time for you to suffer? Does anyone says you? Does the world says you? Or is it our mind does it all? And if yes, do we want to do it? No. Then why it happens? That is how the process of contemplation and reflection should be in our life until ignorance is totally removed. Again, I'm repeating the question. Think of it. Ask these questions the moment you are upset with someone. Ah, does that guy send an SMS to me that I should be upset? I should react. I should be angry. I should fight. Then it makes a sense. They have sent you the message that, whenever we meet, you just become angry. And if not, then why? So, because of the impressions are stored about that person or event in my mind. That's a logical answer. But then why? Why it is stored? Do I want to store them? Yes, I attract them. I attract them means my mind attracts. Why the mind attracts? Because of ignorance, because of the false notion. The other person is separate from me. The situation is totally separate from me, and still I get upset. I start suffering. Think. If you do not contemplate, then nothing is going to happen. So the impressions are of two types, good and bad. So good impressions in the mind leads to merit in life. favorable situation, and bad impressions causes the demerit. It creates an unfavorable situation by my mind for me. And if I don't want to learn, then it's okay. Then, then both are present. Both these impressions are present in an inactive form. And when these impressions are present in an inactive form, trigger comes from the outer environment. It creates the world in which we live. The world of suffering, of pleasure, of attachment, and of detachment. Are you getting it? Say yes, even if you don't get it. Does anyone sends you the SMS or mail? I'm focusing on that question. Does anyone sends you the message, email, or a letter that please, when I meet you, please react, please be angry, please fight with me? So it is happening. My mind is cooking a story inside, and I allow it. So when I allow it, I am already in stress. Balloon is full. It may blast. This is the nature of contemplation and reflection. So without recognizing these two movements in the mind, how to recognize them? By discernment and dispassion. By discernment and dispassion, when you ask this question to yourself, oh, no one sends me the email, no one sends me the SMS to be angry over them or in a situation. Even the world outside does not send me any intimation. So I cooked my own story. So that cooking my own story results into a statement that comes from my mind that I am worthy of suffering. But otherwise, where is the suffering? Did you get it? Where is the suffering? There is no suffering. I carry the burden of that suffering. That is false. What is false? Do you still remember? False means what appears true, what is experienced as true, but it is not true. We keep holding these thoughts and the feeling and the images about ourselves, about others all the time, and that creates a ripple and it causes the suffering. We keep holding principles of discernment and dispassion, knowledge in the mind reveals until the journey is complete. We don't have that ability to delete, not to get carried away. So why we are not to get carried away means mind is heavily conditioned. If I do not understand this mind is heavily conditioned, and I have to decondition the mind by knowledge, not by practice. The practice does not work if the knowledge is not supporting me. And I have already told you 3 steps. I do not know, let me know it. I do not understand, let me understand it. I do not experience, let me continue to contemplate and reflect and answer the question. Again, I'm picking up the same question. Does anyone, any person, any living being, or any non-living being, word, situation, condition outside tells me that this is the time to react and this is the time to fight, this is the time. That falseness I have to recognize living in my mind. Do you still remember the question? Does anyone sends you the message or email that when I meet you, you have to be angry over me, you have to react to me, you have to abuse me? It is happening in my mind. Nobody told me. So what is the solution? I have to take care of the mind. Now let me leave it, let me take a sleeping pill. I'm still thinking about that guy. I am full of reaction. Who is responsible? Did anyone say you to do so? When we contemplate and think in this way, this mind, but to contemplate and think. So one master, was a wonderful master, Ramakrishna Paramhans, and before that, even it is written a couple of thousands of years ago, then what is the way, what is the path? So you see that they use the parables and the metaphor. So now coming to that metaphor, so master says that either you can follow the journey of a baby cat or a baby monkey. What the baby cat? The cat mother holds the baby cat in her mouth to move from one place to the other. That is also a journey I'm not talking about. Here the journey is about the monkey baby. Monkey baby is holding the mother tightly. Are you able to hold that knowledge tightly with you all the time? You will get the answer of this question. It's a beautiful way to present this master presents. That monkey baby keeps holding the monkey mother. Seeker has to follow the path. Who is a true seeker? I hold on to the knowledge so that my mind does not create any level of ignorance and the falseness. And when that happens, then see whether the mind is wandering. It is not wandering at all. Do you see that? Just check it this week. Your mind will not at all wander. It is not distracted. You need not to do anything to the mind. Except that I am holding on to that knowledge, I'm holding on to this wisdom. Does anyone, again I'm repeating the question, does anyone send you the SMS or email? You receive a lot of emails and SMSs. But did you receive any email and SMS like that? Whenever you meet me, you have to react to me. You have to be angry over me. And I'm ready to receive your anger and reaction. No one. Why no one? Because everyone loves peace and happiness, except me. So that is considered, with that understanding, it is considered this is the false. There are three layers of the reality. One is the truth, the real, unreal, and the false. The false that appears true, but it is not true. So when the mind recognizes what is true, what appears true, but it is not true, 80% of the challenges drops. How? By discernment and dispassion. In that state, the master says the real self is the pure consciousness. It is not the part product and property of anything in the world. It is independent. Still, we are dependent on the likes and dislikes, desires, and action causes these thoughts to pop up in my mind. I'm not answering that question. You might be aware that I will take up later that why my mind feels that I have received the messages from others to be angry whenever, or agitated, or react, or fight, or divorce, etc., etc. All the problems live in that mind. No one sends me that, any message, but still I do it. So obviously my mind depends on the outer world. Why it depends? Because of likes and dislikes. Why there is a likes and dislikes? Because of I'm projecting peace and happiness outside. And then there is a constant ripples of desires in my mind that keeps my mind occupied. And then I say my mind is distracted. Another point here to understand the world outside or an individual do not tell me. No one is going to tell us that whether it is real or a false. I have to make a judgment. The path of a baby monkey. I have to hold on to the I have to hold on to the wisdom. If I don't do it, nothing is going to happen. We may be doing the practice for years together, but these practices will not have any result. We have to follow the path of a baby monkey. Anything that I like does not tell me it causes happiness. I project that happiness. Think, check, tell me if I'm wrong. Any dislike do not tell me, but it causes sorrow. So let me like something, let me dislike something. It's okay, it's a part of the life. But minus happiness and sorrow. Are you getting it? That is the higher level of discernment. And that can only be achieved by knowledge, by understanding. It cannot be achieved by practice. Practice will not help you. How the practice will help you? You just do the practice, do all the breathing and the mantra, and ultimately your mind goes deeper into a kind of relaxation. Once you return from the meditation, active meditation, the mind will again start thinking in the same way. That is what happens. Now what happens? The magic happens once the mind lives into that discernment and dispassion. Then the mind recognizes and realizes the falsehood of the world outside. And the moment the mind recognizes the falsehood of the world outside, your mind is empty. And when the mind is empty, that is what the Buddha says, emptiness. False means that craziness of the mind and the world is not seen will lead us to the highest state of meditation. But never believe that the world will not be seen, the people will not be seen. Normally our mind reacts, I don't want to see his face. So what will happen if you don't see his or her face? Others will be more relaxed. we create another kind of a conflict in our mind. So here I'm repeating another level of conclusion that never think that meditation or mindfulness means the world outside is not seen. It will not continue to act the way it has been acting until now. If you say the world should not be seen, that is the reason of emptiness, then sleep is a better option. Keep on sleeping, you are already in meditation. Whenever the world is seen, then take a sleeping pill, go into coma. Today we are removing that wrong notion, the delusion surrounded by these things in the journey of mindfulness and meditation. You are not changing the world outside. Perception of the world has changed completely. Perception means knowledge, means awareness. I live into that awareness from a moment to moment. And in that moment from moment, there is no reaction, there is no anger, there is no hesitation. The false is not there. But if our mind conditions that I should go into that emptiness where the world is not seen, if that is meditation, so better keep sleeping. The moment you wake up, I'll give you the pill and sleep. Because the world is not seen in the sleep. So what is the difference? What is the conclusion? The world is still seen. All the people, places, events, situation remains the same, but here the mind has undergone a transformation. Mind lives into the highest awareness. Highest awareness represents that state of emptiness and nothingness. And that reveals the real self. How? Simple. Wave appears, but it is not. The word appears, but it is not for me. I'm happy. The pot appears true, but it is not. Oh, pot is nothing but the clay. The wave is nothing but the water. Body appears true, but it is not. Mind appears true, but it is the bunch of the thoughts. Highway does not change. Going and coming car keeps on changing. And the mind remains empty. With that discernment and dispassion, this is possible, and it removes my ignorance. The moment it removes the ignorance, the real self reveals itself, and we live into that. Until then, directly or indirectly, we keep on thinking, I carry the burden of the world and the suffering. All the time, in all locations, in all places, in all relationships. And the mind makes me crazy. Why we carry the burden? Because of ignorance. We discussed that on Saturday's journey, we have to complete and summarize the first 18 verses, then we can go deeper. So it is the 13th verse, the master explains. So, and I tried to put it in a way so that it becomes easy to understand. So I should keep an awareness what appears true, but it is not true, the false. That false is known as the mithya. So this week, just maintain your awareness that let me see how my mind perceives the world and the people and the places and the situation. You just be very clear about it, discern it, and you will see the mind is always empty. So that mithya and the false means what it means. First understanding is that false is constantly changing. No one is the same as we were last week. A man approached Buddha when he was giving a discourse and he spat on the face of the Buddha. Just see that how my mind discerns. And the next day he returned and he touched his feet and asked the forgiveness. The Buddha said, to whom I should give the forgiveness? Whom should I forgive? The one who is seeking the forgiveness? So that guy has already changed completely. Can I recognize the world of change? The world is in flux all the time. So that no particular thought of likes and dislikes stays in the mind will cause the ignorance. The first thing. Second understanding of this false is that we cannot say that it exists, and we also cannot say that it does not exist. I experience the body exists. But when I look closely and discern where is the body, like the pot, clay pot, when I see the clay pot keenly, I find there is no clay pot, only the clay exists. Only the water exists, wave does not exist. So if you consider that we all are the waves, only real self exists. Only one, there is only one existence. So you see that how we understand the false, again, the path of the monkey, baby monkey. And I keep holding on this knowledge all the time. Third meaning, it does not have an independent existence. Whatever is false, it is not independent. Body is not independent. Mind is not independent. So whatever is not independent, it is not the real stuff. Body, breath, mind, intellect, thoughts. I think crazy of you, I think good of you because it is dependent. Fourth thing is extremely important. The fourth understanding or the definition of the false. When we start analyzing the false, you start analyzing. Pick up the same question. Where is that question? Does anyone sends me the mail and the SMS that, okay, the moment I meet you, you start fighting with me, being angry, agitate, and abuse me. Why I put that question? The fourth definition applies there. The false means, for definition, when I start analyzing mind, why you want to react, why you are thinking bad about someone, why you are angry, you start analyzing what is happening in the mind, what will happen. It is not seen, it dissolves. But when my mind keeps focused on the other part, the world outside, the people outside and place, then the worst thing happens. I'm getting is the fourth. Fourth means that is seen, that is experienced. But when I analyze, it is not seen. There is no body. Here is my head, here is my eye, cheeks, but body is as such, body does not exist. The different parts of the body exist. So, what is the struggle in the mind? Experience in the knowledge. Experience says me something, Knowledge is somewhere. Or you can say experience, feelings, sensations, perception, inputs from the senses is one thing, but awareness is totally different. Whether you say it's a no. So when you closely, keenly analyze the world outside the body and the breath, nothing exists because it is constantly changing. It is not seen. Then I don't see you as body. I don't, I recognize you're David, you're Jerry, you're Stephen, you're Terry, but at the same time, the inner awareness expands beyond the body, beyond the name, beyond the form. In that state of the mind, the real self reveals itself. That is why we say it is non-practice. The path of a baby monkey. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed does not mean, I told you a couple of times, you are keeping that idea in your mind, that knowledge or that awareness. Eyes are closed, the position of the body and position of the body, and then we went into being comfortable. I never said you that you become comfortable. I only said be comfortable. Be comfortable. It demands the knowledge and understanding, my friend. What is that understanding? That understanding, so simple. Look, what is that? You look. So again, when I say you look, it simply means you are aware. Aware of what? Aware of the neck joint. The neck joint has a name and the shape. Now you keenly observe, analyze. So yes, it's a part of the body. And even if you take the neck joint as a whole, it still consists of millions of cells. Oh, so neck joint, does it exist? Like the clay pot? Today, just we are an observer, a very keen observer, and see what happens. Oh, it's constantly changing. It's made up of the millions of parts. But now you see that. Now, when you are keenly observing, you also experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Okay? So there are two things. One is the experience, and other is the awareness. Awareness means knowledge. So the mind says, okay, you feel sensation, comfort, and steadiness around or in the neck joint. Oh, is it limited to only the neck joint? No. So my experience cheats me? Yes. My experience that you are responsible for my stress and suffering, experience that you cheated me, experience as that the world created this situation. Is it true or false? When you keenly observe, become aware, you find it is not there. So now when it is not there because of awareness, that is emptiness. So what happens? The mind will continue to experience the emptiness when the room is empty, when there is no noise from outside. You see that? That mind is still projecting nothingness or emptiness with reference to the world outside, and that is why the progress halts. That emptiness is totally different. What Buddha says nothingness is totally different from what we understand. It becomes only one when we follow the path of the monkey, baby monkey. So look at it. Look at the shoulder joints now. The shoulder joint is the name, and the form consists of millions of the cells or bones, etc., etc. It's all cells or chemicals. You are keenly observing. You are not taking it. You're not taking it for granted. Oh, here is a shoulder joint, not the surface living. So one thing becomes clear, that the name and the form is non-existence, but it will continue to be seen. Let it be seen. That results into an experience of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. It is not your practice. It is the knowledge. So what happens when you see it does not exist as such? Then what happens? The mind drops its likes and dislikes, duality and a conflict instantly. And again, I just spoke about it, that emptiness, not this emptiness. You've already seen, when you do meditation in our country, they start run beautiful music. Music is a distraction for meditation. But we are heavily conditioned because music, the sound is coming from outside. We don't keenly observe it. To move the mind on the hip joint, be there again as an observer. Okay, hip joint, millions of these cells. The wave is nothing but the millions of droplets. So what are these droplets? Water. When we keenly observe, we find that emptiness, obviously with the experience of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. How simple it is. How easy it is. The entire body. Now go to the entire body. So it is not that you carry forward with an experience of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Sensation, comfort, and steadiness, but whether body is seen, is this confirmed? It will continue to be seen. It is also confirmed. Question is whether it exists or not. A keen observer, a real seeker finds the way the clay pot does not exist, same way the body also does not exist. But it appears to exist. That awareness is required. Because mind lives into that extraordinary awareness. And there is a normal result of sensation and comfort and steadiness and relaxation, which is already present in the existence. We are not doing anything to bring it back. That results into, if I again discern, that is the real emptiness and nothingness. It has nothing to do with the world outside. What happens to that emptiness and nothingness? That nothingness and emptiness never changes. That is what the Buddha was saying. Did Buddha ever say that you close yourself into the room, burn the incense sticks, find out that there is no noise coming from outside, there is no disturbances from the members of the family who are not doing meditation, so I build my ego and everything is destroyed. So as long as my reference point of emptiness is the world outside, I'm not doing anything. It's just a fun. Did anyone say that in that pure consciousness there are many thoughts, there are many disturbances, there are ripples? Consciousness by itself is empty. Consciousness by itself is nothingness. Why? It is not an objective reality. Oh, yes. We are still taking support of something, but our main goal on Saturday's journey is knowledge, understanding, and a non-practice. We'll make it simplified. We are making a reference of emptiness, not with reference to the world outside. As long as the reference is there for the world outside, mind is bound to have those impressions already stored in the mind with the likes and dislikes, with an attachment and detachment, with desire and inclination and leaning. That is why I asked you the most important question. And the moment you ask this question, as a keen observer, you find the emptiness, not with reference to the world outside, but with reference to the consciousness. So how did we go about it for a couple of sessions before? Just see that, look at the body. I said, experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Yes, I experience, but what about the knowledge? After that, there is a space. Then what did I say? Remember, space is awareness and awareness is space. Finished. But in today's session, we are a little deeper in a sense that we casually look what is seen, but we are keen observer. We go deeper whether actually it is seen. I say the body. Is the body seen? Yes. For a mind, for a person who is attached. But I'm not attached, I'm a seeker. So I go deeper. Deeper means, again, we make a mistake. Deeper means as if we have to go inside the body. Pay attention. You're reflecting, and that reflection gives me an insight. Going deeper means that going into the inside. Oh, the body is made up of the parts. There, as such, the body is seen, but the body is not there. How come? You know it. Like the waves are seen, but wave is not there. It is all water. Or do you mean to say that body is not there? It is all awareness? Answer is big yes. First there is an awareness, then only I know my head. First there is an awareness, then only I know my arms and the legs. Oh. The mind created an idea, a thought. Here is the body. Look at it. J. Krishnamurti used to say that when we live in an extraordinary awareness, that emptiness and nothingness is always there. That nothingness is not the property, part, or the product of the material world outside. And some of you have been experiencing. That's why I'm just opening up. Well, look at the breath. Pay attention. When I say look at the breath, it is not a practice. Looking means you are aware of the breath. So breath is the name and it has a form. Let us observe keenly. So the mind says the breath is going in, not in me, but in the body. The breath is coming out of the body. You're not changing the rate and the rhythm of the breath. The moment you change the rate and the rhythm of the breath, means you have started doing something. And what is your experience of the breath? It goes in, you feel the sensation. The breath comes out, you feel the sensation. So sensation is an experience, awareness of the breath moving in and out. Who says the breath is moving in and out? The mind. Mind has created an idea. Why should I believe? Keep on observing. So, do I mean to say the breath comes from nowhere and it enters into the body and breath leaves from the body from nowhere? No, it is outside. Also, the breath remains outside and it goes in and out. That keen observation is required. Observe it little deeply. Breath is present inside and so-called outside. Like the wave. Water in the ocean is already present, and at one place, that water appears as a wave. We're going deeper today. Oh, what do you mean? It means so simple that breath as an existence is present everywhere, all the time, manifest as an individual, you, me, she, he, it, they. Which I say the breath is going in and which I say the breath is coming out. But it's not so simple. Buddha gives supports that awareness of the breath with the knowledge. We support the breath, no focus on the breath, do nothing. No, that will not work. And that's why it's not working. I'm using a metaphor to explain you. I believe you all can see the water in an ocean manifest as wave at one point and then dissolves, again rises, again falls. That water is nothing but the breath in the ocean of the existence. Every moment when this breath goes in the body, makes the body matter alive. That is what we call the life. And every time the breath leaves, the next moment it is the falling of the wave. But because we have a false notion about the birth and the death, that is why we are always scared of the death and the birth. So simple. That is why the wave dances on the surface of an ocean. We always remain crazy and scared of the by giving a false definition of the birth and the death. The way the wave rises, falls, rises again. That is our journey. Why to worry? You are aware, and you are also aware that mind is not holding on anything with name and the form. The name and the form are seen, they appears to exist, but the fact is that they do not. That understanding only drops and dissolves the mind with all kinds of craziness. My mind must validate the knowledge passed on to us by the master in the mind. So when the mind validates what is false as a false, the real self appears. It is already there. The water is already there. Now I see the water only in the vase. I see the clay in the clay pot. That is the way the mindfulness works. What is false negated to be in mindfulness all the time. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness, on the right hand. You're bringing an awareness on the right hand. Bringing your awareness on the left hand. Lift your Buddha palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Don't go away. We'll share our experiences. To progress, it helps us. It gives us a new perspective when everyone shares their experiences. But I have already told you, bring the hands down, that you should be regular in continuing the journey. So, how are you, Stephen?
Good. Thank you. Girish, I always enjoy how simple you make these principles. The start of listening to this, it was just so clear that none of this could work without the knowledge. And I for myself, I'm always measuring things against desire, ego, contemplating and reflecting. And if you do all of that with the wrong knowledge, none of this works. So it's really that simple.
It's very
And
simple.
you know, and I'm speaking from myself. I don't know how other people think about this, but to me, it was again another one of those aha moments for myself to say, okay, wow, I'm getting this, and I'll just continue the path and do what needs to be done. And the experience during your words through the closing out when we closed our eyes just fell into that space of, you know, going back to the reference of what we've done during the week of lane 1, 2, 3. I basically hovered over the hash marks between lane 2 and 3.
Oh, beautiful. That's beautiful. That's wonderful. Yes, it's very important what the Stephen is saying, that knowledge and understanding is very important. The entire journey of the Eastern wisdom, we repeat it millions of times, even here in every country. Asatoma, Satidamaya. But we don't go deeper into it. Everyone knows that moving from the false to the true, moving from the ignorance to the wisdom. But we don't pay attention. Oh, I have already spoken, I have already chanted with the incense sticks. No, that will not work. It should go inside. How are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you, sir. Yeah, those are the words I could only come up with is simple. Your simple analogies, your simple description, your simple words. I let go. I can't remember any specifics other than just this vast nothingness.
Vast nothingness. Beautiful. That's a wonderful experience. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, I agree. It hit me during the lesson as well. Just I love the humor, and the humor comes back to almost this sarcastic. It's so simple,
It's
like
so,
but we make it so difficult sometimes. And then just when the mind is attaching to everything that's changing, we just, I guess that's what we have to know is what's changing. And then we also have to ask the mind, what's not changing? Do you see what's not changing? And do you see where that is? That's in everybody and everything, everywhere. So, and if we remind our mind that, then we're doing really well.
yeah. That's how I translated into a simple question. I'm angry over you. Normally we use the word. But do I ever think, did you give me the permission to be angry? And then it dissolves. No, you never say that. But why I'm doing it? Because of likes and dislikes. That is what you explained. Once that clarity is there, that clarity is awareness, that clarity is discernment. Wonderful. How are you, Brandy?
Good morning. Thank you. I'm fine. That my meditation was really peaceful and relaxed once I realized that, I didn't have to hang on to the tension that the mind was creating, to your point, and then I didn't want to come out of it. So it's good Saturday non-practice.
So you had a lot of thoughts before starting the session. That's good. It's clear. Wonderful. So how are you, Terry?
I didn't sleep last night, so
Who did not sleep last night?
I did the practice
Okay.
because I was awake and it helped. So today I'm just like a blank.
Blank. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard all your words, but I'm not intellectually super sharp today.
No, it's okay. But every time if the body so-called causes any problem, ask the mind, did the body really create the problem and I should get upset?
No, I didn't get upset. I had
Lower level, so-called the lower level of awareness because you did not sleep last night. But
yeah,
think of it today, who did not sleep last
my body did not.
night? So that's
That's
it.
the-
You have to live into the knowledge all the time. It is
yeah.
not effective. That is the goal.
Uh-huh.
How are you, Vaibhav?
Thank you, sir. I'm good, sir. It's like keeping that knowledge with me, how I am able to unlock myself from the impressions that I'm having. So it was very calm, it was very peaceful.
It's beautiful. Yeah, keeping that knowledge all the time results into peace and the calmness. I don't see people's videos, all of them. Maybe they might be relaxing. In the meantime, let me go to Samir.
Sir, it was means I was sometimes, sir, in the means all the days whenever in the daytime, and sometimes we are deep into meditation, and sometimes we totally forget this knowledge, and sometimes we again you mean these kind of things happen, keep on happening all the time. Means sometimes we are deep into this and after that, if we are busy, we totally forget that knowledge and these principles. And then again, we have to recall them all the time, and then again we forget. Then again we. So it is means little bit going up and down all the time.
Recalling is a big struggle, isn't it?
See, recalling means you have to remember this, what you told me, that you have to remember again
Yeah.
that this.
So
And
remember is the struggle.
no, not a struggle, but it's we have to do it. Means keep on. Mind sometimes is in the work and is in the all other activities, and then we have to take the mind and bring it back to the this.
Part
Value.
part of the baby monkey has to follow. That is very important. When we follow we are holding on to, but why I'm holding on to the knowledge? Because it takes me away from the suffering. It brings an end to the suffering. Because my mind does not see it with the clarity, that is why it forgets. Now, if I say, we will take up this. How are you, Sam?
Good. I would say today I felt safe in the meditation, and I realized that our mind creates senses of safety and unsafety falsely.
Yeah, that is
Sense of
what we're talking about. Yes.
there's when our mind goes crazy and thinks about things and creates scenarios, it creates a sense of not safety when there actually is no danger.
Yes, yes. That's a better explanation. That is why I asked you the question. Did our mind say there is a problem? Did mind send me the message? That is very important because that reverses the forgetfulness. And once you remember, you are aware and you are free. Wonderful. How are you, Ashok? You are gone. No, how are you, Anastasia?
Thank you. It was a very deep meditation. I was contemplating. I had a lot of images today. My mind is very excited about knowledge and principles. So And it was interesting to look at the body experience, because at the beginning I had very light body. I even didn't feel, I think, a low part of my body, my hands. And then I felt coldness. My hands was extremely cold, and with this coldness, the heaviness came to the body. So it's interesting how the same hands can be felt differently. It's just, I understand that it's just my mind experience, state of my mind.
It's a beautiful I'm repeating it, that it's interesting to see the experience of the hand changes even without doing anything. So what is working inside? It is the knowledge. It is my right perception to the world, to the body, to the things outside. That is why the Buddha said right perception is meditation. That is one definition by the Buddha. How are you, Ashok? You are feeling too cold? Good.
Sir, namaste.
Namaste, sir.
Hello. Sir, traveling. Listen.
Oh, that is traveling. Oh, that's very good. You are doing practice.
But I understand that holding the knowledge is the essential.
It's good. It's good. We don't hear you, but it's good. So, अरे बलराज जी हैं आप? No, Balraj. Yes, Kate.
Good morning. Thank you for all your comments, everyone. Water and clay awareness. Namaste.
Okay. Yes, but that awareness does not come so easily unless we understand the entire journey. So, who is left? Pushkar, I think. Balraj, Balraj kuch bolenge. So, think of this same question first, that did anyone send me the message to be angry, agitated, reaction to them? They never send me the message. But why I feel those messages, then you have to understand that very nature of the false. How we have to understand by nature of the false? By keenly observing, by analyzing. And the more we analyze, we step into the higher awareness. That is all for today. Thank you very much. We'll meet again.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Namaste, everyone.